Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam President, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, my fellow Toastmaster. Have you heard people sometimes asking you that in order for me to believe, I need to see?
Yes.
Haven't we also asked the same question to other people that in order for us to believe, you got to show us? Right? My fellow Toastmaster, we learn life experiencing through five senses. There are 3 S's and 2 T's. One S is the sight that you see through your eyes. The other is smell, the nose. And the third S is the sound that you use through your ears. The T is touch, and the other T is taste. That's how we experience life, we acquire information, we integrate. But that is the physical eye, and the physical eye is the most dominant sight that we use. While I'm talking to you, I see the Panthers playing. But I cannot smell the ice. I cannot touch the ice. The eye is the most expansive sense that you use to experience life. But today, I want to talk to you something I call the mind's eye. And mind's eye is something, not the physical eye. Mind does not exist in human anatomy. Ask the doctor. If you dissect the human body, you will find the lungs and the heart and the intestines and so forth. But you will not find mind. You won't find spirit. You won't find thought. You won't find feeling. Mind's eye is the most productive phenomenon in human life. And that is we are all. And you all have it. And I challenge you, take a minute or two in your private moment and your whatever achievement, little or large, you have first seen in your mind's eye. So mind's eye is nothing but bringing an abstract to concrete. And each one of you have been endowed with that capability of thinking in abstract and creating something very concrete. This lantern was once upon a time in the mind's eye of a designer and a carpenter before it took our physical eyes to see in 3 dimensions. Each one of you have that. When I came 2.5 years ago from New York, we had in our mind's eye a house that we wanted to buy, but that house was in our mind's eye. It was not in the market. But we conceived. Now something magical happens when you have something very dominant in your mind's eye, something universal law comes into play. And I want to say to you, when at a point of good intention, universe conspires to assist you. And that is how a lot of things happen. Your heart would tell you. So mind's eye is actually the producer of the real results that you will be able to see. And you have that. I also want to cite you an example of Michelangelo. I don't know how many of you have gone to Italy, I haven't gone. But there is in the city of Florence, there is a statue of David. How many of you have seen this statue? When Michelangelo finished this statue, somebody asked him, Michael, how did you do this? How did you carve out this beautiful statue? His answer was very simple. He said, in that irregular slab of marble, I saw my David. And what I did is, I took the hammer and a chisel and carved out what was concealing David. My fellow Toastmaster, we are all Michelangelos. We have our Davids. And we also have a God-given hammer and the chisel. And you know what is your hammer? Your hammer is your native intelligence. And your chisel is your innate potential. And you don't have to go to Home Depot to buy those things. You are there. You don't have to go to trade school to learn that skill. You don't have to go to the fancy universities. You are born with that one. So I challenge you that you use your hammer and your chisel to carve out your depth. Question is this, that how many of us know what is our David looks like? It could be a relationship that you want to formulate, an object. How many of you have wanted to buy a car? Before you bought the car, you started seeing that car on the road, right? The car was in your mind. That is how the metaphysical dynamics work in life. That brain has no standard. If your heart believes certain things, then it will propel your brain to do certain things. So we are all equipped with that hammer and with that chisel. So my question to you is this, that the best thing for us is to ask, what is our David? Who is our David? And there your David you will be found in the irregular slab of marble. And what is that? It will be rejection, denial, resistance, impossibilities, improbabilities. That's your marble. But if you have that chisel and that hammer, then you know what you have to do, then you will chisel out your David. And that David will be yours forever. No matter what you do, I urge you, my fellow Toastmaster, to find your David. And I have another example I will cite with you. There was a gentleman, he was a yogi from the country that I come from, and he was invited by some of the people from my home country to come here, and he was a yogi, like what we call guru, and they were driving to Pennsylvania, and he saw a hilly area. And he asked the guy, the host, to stop. He went up to the hill and he said, I want to have a retreat here. And the guy said, you just came only a week ago. Where is the money? And this is his answer. So where the money will come? He said, the money would come from where it is. He had nothing. He was not even, and he built a retreat. The point I'm making here is there is nothing impossible. If your mind conceives, and if you have a David that you so identify what is more dominant in your life, you will find the way. We are all, and that is what I do in my practice. I help people to go inside them. We are the most sophisticated machine. When you buy a TV, it comes with a manual. You want a refrigerator, it comes with a manual. So where is our manual? Our manual is from within. You don't have to go to schools. More and more I see about the power and the potential of what we have inside. Very often we go outside to find the solutions, but we seldom go inside to find the solutions. So today, I want to challenge you. So can we find our David?
Yes.
If we can, then we must. And if we must, then we should. And if we should, then we will. Will we?
Yes.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.